Let's have some fun and draw this ancient Chinese dragon. You can see these great dragons. Anytime you go into a Chinese restaurant, you see them on the menus and on the walls. I love dragons. Dragons are so cool to draw. So I'm going to sketch it. First of all, sketching the dragon's face, very lightly blocking it. We're just sketching here the shape. Take as much room and as much scribbly time as you want. And draw the neck of the dragon coming down right here. Here's the back of the dragon. Okay, it's going to come down over, just following a nice, it's going to be rearing up and breathing fire. It's going to go crazy. Now, and you saw at the beginning of the video episode, you saw how I ended the drawing. We're going to edit the end of this onto the front, and so what's neat is you get to see how we're going to end. I'm not even sure how we're going to end it, but you got to see it. You can back up and look at it and see how we're blocking in the shape and how it's going to form into the dragon. That's kind of fun. You can time jump between the end of the drawing and the beginning. Kind of neat about editing. Now watch this. This is the front of the dragon. Here's the back. Well, wait a minute. This will be the back. This will be the stomach of the dragon here, curving down here in front. See, put the stomach. Then down here, I'll put some wrinkles, and this will be his shoulders, the beginning of the dragon's body. Okay, and then put the wings back here and stuff. All right. Now, so I'll come back up to the top now. So we got it blocked in. I want to work on the eyes up here. So go ahead and zoom the camera in about right here, right in this area. Keep coming. I'll center this myself. Right there is perfect. And I'm going to work on the face and the eyes. This is where all the fun's, a lot of the fun's right here. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to draw this eye. I'm going to draw the eyebrow right here. Then I'm going to draw the eye tucked underneath here. Draw this deep set eye underneath there. And then here's the eyebrow. Watch this. Here's the bone. That's up in front. It's going to curve down and put a few wrinkles back behind there. See, just with that simple line, with 4 lines, we're creating this look of depth in the picture. Depth, not death. Depth. Well, the dragon back in the old days, they would say, "Oh no, here comes flying death," because the dragon would breathe fire. But then knights would go out, right, slay the dragons. Now, put a shadow under his eye. Right away, you can take your Stompy. I like using the Stompy a lot. Look at mine's all mushed and bent. It's all right. You can make these last for months. I've had some of my stumps I had for 6 months, and I used them. See, you get that, blend that shadow out. You can tell this is going to be a long lesson. This is not going to be a 10-minute one, is it? Look at that detail. Now, I'm going to let's draw the dragon's eye here. Draw the dragon's eye. See, I made it kind of a cat eye or a lizard eye, a reptile eye with the oblong shaped eyeball. Now back in the back here, I'm going to draw the other edge, the other eye, far away, size, it's small. You can see the bump of the other eyebrow. And then the nose is going to cut, the snout's coming down here. Now I want to put a nostril, that breathing fire, right? So I'm going to put a nostril down here, half of a foreshortened circle. And then I'll draw the top edge of that foreshortened circle. And there's the top edge, and put another wrinkle back behind there. Okay, now that nostril's on the right, so I'm going to put a thickness on the right. See this? The nostril's on the right, so the thickness on the right. Then I'm going to get it really dark here and get lighter and lighter as you come down. Really dark up in there. Lighter and lighter as you come down. Then we'll take our Stompy. Let's go ahead and kind of blend as we go. Shade inside there a little bit, put a little tone. So you can see how the eye and the nostril are already, the detail popping up. And then the other nostril, see that? It's going to be back. I'm ignoring this line. I'm going to put it further out. I'm going to make my jaw come out a little bit more. And then draw the peak of his mouth. Darken in that look. That's going to be his lip right here. You can put fangs if you want, or teeth. But I'm going to really work on some fire, some flames here in a second. All right, so there's our dragon's face. Now, go ahead and pull back just a bit. Pull back just a bit, right about right there. And what we'll do is I'm going to put contour right here, some contour, some wrinkle lines. Those are contour. I'm going to make his mouth. I'm going to start drawing light again because I want to have room to draw these flames. So there's this jaw, but watch this. I'm going to have some fun with the flames. I haven't drawn flames since I was in high school, just like 25 years ago. And some of my, or 20, maybe 30 years ago, goodness gracious, 30 years ago. And when I was a freshman in high school, and some of my students last week said, "Let's draw." I was always putting bubbles, dish soap bubbles coming out of Dragon's mouth. They go, "Oh, we want to draw fire and flames." And I remembered how I drew these flames, and so I drew them, and they just loved them. I think you'll like them too. So let's curve this out. draw really big first. Look at it. I'm going to draw the direction of the flames first. Just scribble in the flames. Go and pull out just a bit. Right there's good. And let me tape this right in the position. There you go. I'm going to draw the fingers of the flames first. I'm going to draw the general idea, the general direction of the flames. Okay, just scribbling. Okay, we're going to draw these flames. Nice S-curve. Flames are always curving in a smooth S-curve, all in the same direction. And then it gets kind of tricky down here, and we'll fix those in just a second. Kind of just scribbling in. I'm going to draw following this, the direction of the mouth. It's going to come out. Maybe I'll have it lip back right here. Little tongue of flame. Oh, look at, maybe a tongue of flame escaped right here. See? And then over here, maybe a big giant tongue of flame escaped over here. A couple little tongues escaped over here. And then we'll darken the detail. All right. Now, see what I did? I just scribble in the shape. Just scribbling, shaping, molding. Right now it looks like a tree root. It looks like the dragon's eating a tree. Right? But what we'll do now is I'll darken it in, thinking of the direction of the flame, thinking of the S-curves, thinking of the curving, have it all go in that flowing direction. I'm going to come around here. Maybe I'll curl. Look at, where's my first curl? Curl one there. This kind of looks like one of those temporary tattoos. I'll do a big flame right there, big curl. Then I'll do a small curl. Now it gets a little tricky. I'll do a little curl here, little flame, see? And then S-curves, always as S-curves as you can. A little flame here, and then a flame here, and then a little flame. Whew, look at this. Come, I'm going to jump a spot here, draw another S-curve. And now right here, this is a little tricky here, because if you curve the wrong way, it won't look like a flame. It'll look like maybe it's a tree root or a shrub. Keeping the direction of the flame, I'm going to have this flame have a couple of fingers of flame like this coming up. So I'm keeping the flame going in this direction. I'm going to draw this. I'm going to draw another S-curve. That's a big flame, and then a small little finger. Here I'm going to have a finger flame escaping right here. Couple little fingers of flame there, and then little S-curves here. Isn't that neat? Maybe put a big S-curve. Whoa, look at that flame escaping there. It's kind of breaking off, floating off into space. You could put teeth on the dragon here. If you want to put a few teeth down at the bottom. Some teeth along his jaw. And then here's the flame. I'm going to curl this flame back. That looks nice. I like that. Do another one. Another one, and then I'm going to put another big S-curve right here. See that? And here's a tongue escaping. Tongue of fire there, and I'll put another one right here just to balance it out. Looks like it just needed one more. Look at a little tattoo here. Let me zoom in. Let's zoom in just a bit. Keep coming in there, right there. Now let's work at the tip of the flame. Make it really dark up here at the tip. And then you get lighter and lighter as you come on down, okay? See that? Isn't that neat? Now I'm going to I'm going to work on the tips first. Remember how the flame has different colors in it? Well, I'm going to put the tips darker, like this. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? And then you can take your stump and blend it down in just a second. But I'm going to darken in every flame tip. Look at that. Isn't that nice flow? These S-curves. Darken in every tip, and then we'll detail it in here. I love that detail. Darken in this flame tip, darken the tip, and it gets lighter and lighter. It's blending, see? And the darken in the tongue that broke away, the tongue's flame. Get myself confused when I'm trying to talk and draw at the same time. The tongues of flame, blah, blah. All right, now let's take a look at this. I'm going to go and pull back just a bit. Pull back, right, keep coming back. Right, keep coming right there, it's good. Now there's our fire started there. Now I'm going to take my Stompy and really blend these out here. All right, now where are we at time-wise? How are we doing with our time for this lesson? Let me see. All right, no, that's great, 9 minutes, look what you've done. Now remember, you could push pause all you want. This is a much more advanced drawing than a lot of our lessons, so take your time and have fun blending. Look at this, I'm blending these. I'm going to use my paper stomp and give the whole flame a tone. Look at this. I'm going to use the edge of my Stompy here. Go ahead, want to zoom in one more time on this so we can show them the flame right there. Well, look what I'm doing here. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to use my paper Stompy. Use my Stompy. Use my Stompy. Look at it, isn't that neat? I got all quiet there. I got really into my drawing. Ah, it's so neat when you get into that brain mode, you know? You get into that right brain creative thinking there. Look, there's some flames. Now go ahead, pull out. Let's work more on the dragon now. Boy, this looks like it's going to be a half-hour lesson, doesn't it? I started off not knowing exactly how long that was. Right there is good. All right, so let's work on the belly now. Up here, let's put the wrinkles. Put some wrinkles up here. And now watch this. Remember, I'm always thinking of this. Let me find that cube here to show you. Back again. Well, I'm always showing the cube. Remember this right here? You should draw that every day. Draw that like 10 times a day. Now look at this. The cube, these two directions, right? Direction southeast, direction northwest, direction southwest, direction northeast, right? We're going to use this direction right here. We're going to use this line, that angle, when we draw the angles of the ripples on the dragon's belly. So I'm going to, in my mind, I'm picturing that cube, and I want these lines to come down in this angle. Okay, so we're making that edge, okay? And then I'm going to detail it. I'm going to make these bumps coming down here. See that? The texture. It's a nice textured bump going all the way off the paper. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the front. Kind of bump it down. You can darken these in as you go. That look nice? See, this is repetition and texture. Repeated pattern. Your eye loves to see that repeated pattern. Now let's go ahead and darken in the belly of the dragon here. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that a neat design? Now, what we'll do is at the top, I'm going to put, I like the Stegosaurus' sail, the back fin on the Stegosaurus, so I'm going to put some of these curving lines like this, some long and some shorter, and they're all flowing away from the neck. Look again at the direction, just like we did on the flame that was flowing out when S-curves. Well, up here, these lines curving, following the curve of the neck, right? And they curve away in the same flow, some long and some short. They get smaller as they move down. You can have so much fun. There's 1,000 different variations, okay? You could research this, you know, research different dragons. Be very careful when you're researching on the internet. Make sure you have your parents with you when you're doing any kind of searching. Have your parents type in cool, you know, type in dragon, you know, dragons, and your parents can help you find some really cool examples of dragons to give you some ideas. Again, just be really, really careful. Make sure you have your parents help you. That way you're really safe and you can see some really neat dragons, okay? So we're going to put shading here in a second. I'm having a lot of fun on this one. I'm going to put some wrinkles. How's my time on this one so far? We're probably going to be a 3-hour lesson. Hey, I don't have any room to put these giant detailed wings back here, so what I'll do is I'll put little tiny wings. Look at this, be funny. Let's put big scary fire and nostrils and eyes and all the detail, and then little tiny wings. Look at little tiny wings. Look, little dainty wings. Look, here's the other wing back here. There's the back of his other wing. See, it's tucked behind there. It's smaller. It's further away. All right, you can have some fun with that. Now we're going to add shading to it. All right. Now let's take this and I'm gonna put. Boy, I got a whole bunch of pencils. I got a whole mess going here. All right. Oops. Looks like I have to do a pencil sharpening run. I have 10 pencils that need to be sharpened. It's fun going through all your pencils. Sun's up here. Do you ever do that? Do you ever get like 4 or 5 pencils sharpened before you start to draw, so you don't have to stop in the middle of a drawing? You just pick up the next pencil. Also, look at. Keep in mind where the light's coming from, and I'm shading underneath here. Look at this. I'm going to shade underneath the ridge, underneath the ridge, underneath the ridge. We'll clean it up in just a second with our stump. Shade it underneath the ridge, underneath the ridge. Then underneath here, I'm going to turn my drawing because I got to shade underneath each one of these belly ridges. But you know what? I'm going to darken in those ridges. I want to darken them in. They're pretty good here. Darken this one in. Now, I'm going to go underneath here. Keep in mind, where's the light? The light's up there, so I'm going to shade underneath. Take the side of your pencil. Now, I hope you have a sketchbook to do all your drawings in here. Look at this. This is my new favorite one. I just got this one. Now I'm starting to work on this. It's my pocket sketchbook. But I carry, sketchbooks of all sizes and shapes. Look at, here's another sketchbook right here, different sizes. I got this one on sale. Look at, these are great, 50 sheets, 100 sheets. These, just carry sketchbooks. Go through a couple of sketchbooks a month, okay? Fill up every page to its fullest. Scribble, 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 sketch, sketch, sketch. Okay, I'm going to put a shadow down here. I hope you fill up your sketchbooks with dragons, but you can take one sketchbook. It's a great practice exercise. Look at the words we've used here. Repetition, tone, value, shading. Here's some more texture. Oh, this is a great idea right here. Watch. Well, before I put the scales, I'm going to go ahead and take my Stompy, and let's go ahead and blend. I'm going to give all these wings up here a tone. See this? I'm going to tone it in, get it all toned up here. Okay. You want to see a great tone, you got to look at the student drawing. This is what inspired this lesson right here. This was sent in. You'll see this in the student gallery in the Mark Kistler School of Imagination in the animated lesson. Go and zoom in. They can see this. Look at the different tones in this dragon right there. Look at that. Look at the bubbles. You could take a closer look on your computer. Click on Student Art Galleries. Look at this. Isn't that neat? Look at the scales. We're going to do scales in just a second. Look at the tail, how it folds back behind there. Look at the muscles in the legs and the claws. I'll move it up so you can see. Isn't that just awesome? Good examples. Great student examples. You keep sending me your drawings, okay? You can mail them to me. My address is right there on the website. Okay? I have my Santa Barbara mailing address on the website. I got my Kalamazoo mailing address, my Texas mailing address. So you can send them to any of my studios and we'll get them, okay? All right, so here's the sail back here. Now let's work on a little more tone. Now the one thing you got to be careful of, if you blend everything too much, if you blend too much, the whole thing will look like the same. There won't be the push and pull. You won't have the variety of the values. So you have to have different values. And that's something I still fight against, is because I like blending so much. I want to blend everything, give everything a gray tone, and then it doesn't have any push and pull. It doesn't have any variation. It doesn't have any definite focus, okay? So you got to be careful. You want to just leave some areas light, some areas dark, some areas gray, some areas less gray. I'm going to leave little white spots in here. That's a hard challenge of being just a pencil shader, pencil artist. Now it's much easier when you use a little bit of color, because color can help identify objects, help separate objects, okay? But I'm not going to get into color on these webisodes. I'm just a big fan of learning pencil shading and tone first. Really understanding shading, really understanding tone. Let's put a little shading on the tip of his nose. Again, look at, see, it's blending the same tone. It looks the same value as the fire flames, right? So I got to make it a little bit darker. I want it to stand apart. I don't want this to blend in with the value, with the tone of the fire, so I'll make it a little bit darker. A little bit just to set it apart. A little bit darker right along the mouth. But I do want to blend it, but I got to be careful to make sure it has a different value, a different value scale. You probably have done that with your art teachers, done value scales, gray scales, 10 different boxes, and you make one box white and the far end of the other box black, and then all the boxes between is slow, gradual value exercise, moving from the white box all the way up to the dark box. This is a good example of different. This is like maybe box number 4 would be this tone, and box number 7 toward the black box would be the mouth here, and then right here is box 10, the eye, the pupil. See? It's a good exercise. Okay? In fact, I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to get a piece of paper. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. If you want to do a really neat value exercise, the grayscale, draw a row of a bunch of boxes. See this? Okay, now leave this one white, and this one over here, you want this one to be really dark. Okay? So now how you get from white to dark? Well, this one would be a little bit lighter, this box. Okay? This box would be a little bit lighter than that box. Okay, and you just work it and take a half hour to do this. This box would be a little bit lighter than that box, and then go back so you have to darken it in. Isn't that neat? Look, this box, you want to make this a little bit lighter. Okay, this gets a little darker. This one gets darker, so you have to keep working it because keep getting this one gets a little bit lighter. See, and then but you have to keep moving down. It's a great exercise, a great grayscale value exercise. This is called value, the value gradation from light to dark. Okay, look at these different values we're using in our dragon. All right, let's put the scales all the way down. Look at these. Look at the scales. Look at, put lots of scales here. Okay, you see what I'm going? See what I'm doing? Way to go, you guys. I have some great drawing examples in my Drawing in 3D book for dragons. Look for the drooling dragon picture. You can put scales all the way down the side. All the way down the side. Oh, just have some fun with that texture. Isn't that neat? Put scales all the way down if you want, right here. Okay, go ahead and pull out a bit. Let's take a look at this drawing. Right there. And let's frame it. Oh my goodness, that's a wonderful drawing. You finish it up, and I'll see you on the next lesson. Yeah.